podcast guesting in 2025 is the number one most effective way to generate leads, sales, and clients, bar none. All other methods are old racehorses put out to pasture. They ain't winning races for you no more. You need the racehorses that are winning today, and that's Nikki Ballou and podcast guesting. President Donald J. Trump was elected president in large measure because he leveraged podcast guesting.
Welcome to the Thought Leader Revolution with Nikki Ballou. Join the revolution. There's never been a better time in history to speak your truth, find your freedom, and make your fortune. Each week, we interview the world's top thought leaders and learn the secrets of how they built a 6 to 7 figure practice. This episode has been brought to you by eCircleAcademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast, The Thought Leader Revolution. I'm your host, Nikki Ballou, with another incredible, amazing Thought Leader Nugget coming your way. Folks, I've just published a highly respected and well-received book called Get Booked and Get Paid, How to Generate 6 Figures Plus a Year Through Podcast Guesting. I am the world's leading authority on podcast guesting monetization. I've been a guest since May 2022 on over 700 podcasts. I do a minimum 3 shows a week, and typically I do between 8 and 12 shows a week. Folks, when it comes to guesting, when it comes to knowing how to be a ripper, kick-ass, awesome, supercalifragilistic guest, I am it. I'm the man, the authority. And I say this not to brag, but just to tell you that I put in the reps and done the work. So you need to understand a few things. Podcast guesting in 2025 is the number one most effective way to generate leads, sales, and clients, bar none. All other methods are old methods that used to work, used to could. They're kind of like racehorses put out to pasture. They ain't winning races for you no more. Okay? They ain't. You need the racehorses that are winning today, and that's Nikki Ballou and podcast guesting. You need to understand that. And I can say this with confidence because on November the 5th of 2024, President Donald J. Trump was elected president of these here United States in large measure because he leveraged podcast guesting. He went on shows like Joe Rogan, like Lex Friedman, like Valuetainment, like Aiden Ross, like Sean Ryan. And what he did by going on those shows is he got access to people that would otherwise not necessarily be voting for him. And it is estimated that he won 4 million votes due to his podcast guesting strategy. President Trump won just under 78 million votes. Kamala Harris won just over 74 million votes. Had he not gotten those 4 million extra votes, Kamala Harris would have beaten him by 1 million votes and likely won many, if not most, of the swing states. This strategy put him over the top. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Nikki, that sounds fabulous, supercalifragilistic, fantastic and all, but why should I care? What does it have to do with me? What's in it for me? WIIFM. What's in it for me? Great question. Best question you've ever asked. Because what Donald Trump did, podcast guesting can be replicated by you to help you grow your business, to help you elevate your brand, to help you attract clients you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. Now, you don't need no 4 million new clients, but I'm betting you could use 10, 20, 30, 40 new clients. And podcast guesting can help you generate anywhere between an extra $100,000 to $300,000 this year. Do I have your attention? Okay, you're thinking to yourself, okay, Nikki, you got my attention. You did it. You made it happen. So tell me, what do I need to know? First and foremost, you need an intention, powerful intention to go on shows, to generate leads, to generate sales, and to generate clients. Leads, sales, and clients. Leads, sales, and clients. Not to have a great conversation. No. Fine if you do. but that's not your intention. Not to get visibility. No. Fine if you get visibility, but that's not your intention. Not to build your credibility. And again, fine if you do, but that's not your intention. Your intention is to get leads, to get sales, and to get clients. That intention is the starting point of your success. Secondly, you need to treat your podcast guest appearance with a degree of seriousness of purpose, just like you would if it were a TED Talk. What you talking about, Nick? What do you mean I gotta treat it like with a seriousness of purpose, as if it were a TED Talk? Very simple. If you were doing a TED Talk, you would need to prepare. Every word would be scripted. You have only 18 minutes to speak. Every word is scripted. There is no time for ad-libbing. You've got to practice. You've got to prepare. And you got to nail the landing on that TED Talk. Nail it. You hear me? Of course you hear me. You understand. And the same has got to be true of your podcast guest appearance. Go in there ad-libbing. You will never get what you need to get. You will never be able to open the ears of the host and the audience up to you as a solution to their most pressing, acute problems. And my friends, you go on a show as a podcast guest for one reason and one reason only, because you want to convince both the host and the audience that you are a potential solution to their most acute problems in your area of expertise, of course. That's what you need to do. You do that, you're rocking. You don't do that, you're crashing, you're burning, you're screaming in pain, because you will have wasted time, energy, cycles, money for no result. No result. Who the hell wants that? Who the hell needs that? So, we're clear. Your intention is to get leads, sales, and clients. We're clear that you are going to treat your podcast guest appearance like a TED Talk. Every word of every answer must be scripted with no ad-libbing. Okay, Nikki, you got my attention. I love this. You're thinking to yourself, give me more, give me more. You must avoid the wrong shows. Now, first, when you're trying to get your feet wet, you can go on any old show, just get your feet wet. That might be the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 shows. But once that's done, you got to avoid going on the wrong. Why? Because you're going to waste time, energy, cycles, money. We don't want that. No. Not at all. Okay, Nikki, I'm getting this. That's good. What else? You must absolutely have a super clear call to action. And you must articulate it well. One call to action, not multiple. Why? Because multiple calls to action confuse people. And confused people don't buy. Confused people don't buy. Multiple calls to action confuse people. And confused people don't buy. As the great Donald Miller said on his show, Story Brand, if you confuse, you lose. And as the great Mark Von Musser, my personal mentor and coach, and the greatest of men, has said repeatedly, multiple times, a confused prospect does not buy. So one clear, well-articulated call to action, not multiples. Avoid confusing the host and the listener. Nikki, this is beautiful. Nikki, I'm loving this. You're thinking to yourself and you're saying to yourself, you got to give me just a little bit more. Give me more, Nikki. Give me more. Give me more. I'm digging this podcast guesting thing. All right. I'll give you more. This will be the last thing I'm going to give you today. You need to start every story. Let me take that back. You need to start every podcast guest appearance by sharing your own, and I do mean your own, powerful introduction origin story. Your powerful introduction origin story needs to go deep into who you are, all about you, and it needs to have a strong bridge as to why that has you do what you do. Yes, sir. And I repeat, you need that powerful introductory origin story about you who you are and why that has you do what you do. And that bridge needs to be there. Gosh darn it, Nikki, man, this is amazing. I'm digging this. But I want more. Well, if you want more, you're going to have to buy my new book, Get Booked and Get Paid. Get Booked and Get Paid. Go to Amazon and buy Get Booked and Get Paid, How to Generate 6 Figures Plus a Year Through Podcast Guesting by Nikki Billu and Mark Palmuser and Teresa Dugwell. Nikki, Mark, Teresa. Nikki, the world's #1 authority on podcast guesting monetization. Mark, his coach, and Teresa, his beloved, and a super smart woman to boot. That's what you need to do. I know this is beneficial for you. This is going to change your life. Make sure you listen to this, you take detailed notes, you buy my book, and learn why Trump really won and why that matters to you and your business. Follow up!
This episode has been brought to you by eCircleAcademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.